Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to paint fireworks with watercolors using masking fluid, which is also sometimes called liquid frisket. I'm working on my usual watercolor paper today. Using good quality watercolor paper is important for this project because you want the paper to be sturdy enough to absorb multiple layers of paint. If you look at a photo of fireworks, you'll notice that the rays of light usually spring outwards from a central point. I'm going to sketch in 3 firework bursts, marking the central point for each one, and then lightly sketch in the rays. I highly recommend keeping a photo of real fireworks next to you while you paint. It'll really help your painting to end up looking more like the real thing. I'm going to go over my pencil lines with an eraser until they're so light I just barely can see them. This is because I don't want them to end up showing through the paint. I'm going to spritz my paper lightly with clean water to wet it down. I want to get some interesting bleed effects with this first layer of paint, and wetting the paper first will help. You could also go over your paper with a large brush dipped in water. I'm going to keep spraying it to make sure the colors keep moving around and that the paper stays wet. Since I have 3 fireworks marked out, I'm going to add 3 different colors. This is supposed to look really messy, so I'm not doing much besides coaxing the paint to flow in the direction that I want. Before applying the masking fluid, your paper and paint need to be entirely dry. I was really excited to use my masking fluid since I hadn't gotten a chance to use it in a while, and I ended up applying it before everything was totally dry. Now, the purpose of the masking fluid is to seal off the color that I just applied. Since the paint underneath was still a little bit damp, this meant that when I peeled off the masking fluid, some of the color peeled up with it. So wait for your painting to dry and you shouldn't have this issue. I've applied the fluid in the same starburst pattern as my pencil lines, and now I'll need to wait for everything to dry again. Make sure you wash your brush with soap immediately after using masking fluid since it will get very gummy and dries quickly. Now that my masking fluid is dry, you can see that I'm going over everything with Payne's Gray. I like to use Payne's Gray instead of black since watercolor black is usually very flat and dull when it dries. Payne's Gray has a little bit of blue in it and has more depth. Since we're painting the night sky, we're going to want to build up several layers of this deep color to get a really nice dark value. In between each layer, I'm again waiting for the paint to dry. This project has a lot of waiting, but you can speed things along a little bit with a fan if you're short on time. Now that everything is dry, I'm going to remove the masking fluid. All you need to do is rub it gently with your finger and it should lift right off the paper. It reminds me a little bit of the gummy dried Elmer's glue that the kids used to play with in school. Again, a lot of the color is coming up with the masking fluid because I didn't wait until everything was 100% dry, but we're going to fix that now by reapplying some color. I'm going to add some white acrylic gouache to brighten up the fireworks. You could also use some white acrylic paint if you have any. This next step is probably my favorite part of this project. Once again, since everything is totally dry, I'm going to use the tip of a craft knife to add some fine lines and stars to the paper. I think this really adds to the overall firework effect. Just be careful not to cut yourself. I'm also going to add a few stars with my white acrylic gouache. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a wonderful Independence Day. I will see you in the next video.